Butterflies add a magical element to the garden, and we're here today with Dr. Chris Moorman, a wildlife biologist, to talk about how to attract butterflies to our landscapes. Chris, where do we begin?
Start with the plants.
Okay.
If you build it, they will come. If you establish plants that are attractive to butterflies, you're likely to get those butterflies in your garden. It's most important to focus on host plants because butterflies, most of our butterflies are very specific in the species or suite of species on which they lay their eggs, and those eggs turn into the caterpillars or the larval form.
So what is a host plant?
So a host plant is the plant that the caterpillar feeds on as it grows and then right before it becomes an adult. So it's a very important plant. It's the plant that really is going to establish whether or not you have certain butterflies in your garden.
So how do we identify which plants are host plants?
Right, so knowing which plants are important host plants for specific species is kind of complicated. So there are resources available to help you with that. I have a couple of books here that are very nice resources to help you identify the host plants that are most common for your target butterflies. These resources, Butterflies Through Binoculars and Caterpillars in the Field and Garden, not only tell you those host plants, they give you pictures of caterpillars and butterflies to help you identify those that are in your garden.
So these are plants that we are planting specifically to feed caterpillars. So,
right.
So it's success when we find a caterpillar on there and it's chewing. That's a good thing.
It's a good thing. So
Okay.
Be willing to tolerate that. If you have some caterpillars that are causing damage, let them persist. You don't necessarily have to pick them off or spray them because as long as they're there, you're for sure to have the adult caterpillars down the road.
Well, how do we attract the adults? What is it that they need?
So to have adults, you need a variety of different blooms that provide nectar for at least most butterflies. So that variety provides small and large bloom sizes, and it also assures blooms are available year-round. So some examples of some large blooms that would attract larger butterflies as nectaring plants. Here is one. This is Black-Eyed Susan, which is a large flower that's more likely to attract a larger butterfly, like a swallowtail. And then we have some smaller blooms here, like milkweed and carrots and maybe lavender or other small blooms in your garden. They're going to be more likely to attract small butterflies. So then you're going to have a diversity, small butterflies like hair streaks. But first and foremost, we've got to think about the host plants. So some host plants that I like to recommend are oaks because they host a variety of different types of caterpillars. Black cherry, if you want fritillaries, passion flower is a nice host plant. Monarchs, everybody loves monarchs, and they're from a conservation perspective, they're important. We provide habitat for them. And milkweeds in the genus Asclepius are the host plants for monarchs.
Wow. So if we get really interested in attracting butterflies to our landscapes, what are the things that we need to keep track of?
So it'd be nice to keep a journal, so the time of year and exactly what plants you see butterflies using, both as caterpillars and adults, and then you can adjust. If something's really working, then move forward with that. If something's not working so well, then you can kind of adjust on the fly. Binoculars and those field guides I mentioned before can help you see the butterflies and become more knowledgeable about how to identify them and to know what's in your garden.
Where's an easy place to begin?
So yeah, this seems like big, this is a lot of stuff. So to start simple, you may just plant fennel or parsley or dill in your garden, and it's a really easy, it's a great host plant to attract black swallowtails, which really respond well, and it's a good starting point. You can even get your kids involved if you have children.
Any other words of wisdom for
Just
gardeners?
enjoy butterflies and other wildlife that you attract to your garden.
Well, thank you very much, Dr. Moorman.